guys, welcome back to GIB Live. You're here with me, Dev. We're going to go over a lesson today where we're going to do forward rolls, backward rolls, and bridges, okay? So, before we get started on all of this, I first want you guys to put down your video games, okay? Put down the board games. No more playing cards. Just come right over to the TV screen or the computer screen, and I want you guys to do this with me, okay? It'll be really fun. Grab your family, grab your brothers and sisters, grab your pets if you want. All right, so let's get started. We are gonna first start by warming up, and I want you guys to move your arms in circles. Okay, let's start with small circles first, all right? And after that, we can move on to bigger circles. Or even bigger circles. And you can turn it, you can go the other direction. Do small circles going backwards. Make bigger circles. I also like to have my arms crossed back and forth. What I'm trying to do is loosen up this body, loosen up my upper body mostly, but then also you can loosen up your feet. You can have your arms up by your ears, reach for your toes. Hold that for 10 seconds. If that's too easy, you guys can try touching the floor. All right. Another stretch that I like to do is I take one hand, bring it behind my back, take my other hand, and use my hand to pull that arm down. I'm focusing a lot on my shoulder stretches today because I need them for the forward rolls and backward rolls, as well as, most importantly, the bridges, okay? Then I take my other hand and I'll bring it back behind me and then bend my elbow and pull that arm. You should be feeling a stretch right here. That's what you want, okay? All right, let's jump it out. Shake it out a little bit. Rotate those muscles. Let's rotate your head around in a circle. Other way. And then we should be good to go. All right, so first things first, let's start with a forward roll. But in order to do that first, I need you guys to do something for me first. Make sure your hair is secured back behind your head in a ponytail or a braid. Anything, just so that your fingers don't get caught in it or it gets in the way so you can't see. You want to make sure that anytime you're doing gymnastics, you are fully prepared with your attire, all right? Especially when it comes to your hair, okay? So forward rolls. I want you guys to start with your feet together. I want your arms up by your ears. And I want you guys to reach in front of you and bend your knees, okay? Now, what I want you to do is take your chin, tuck it to your chest, and I want you to push your bottom up and roll forward, okay? Let's try that again together. We're gonna stand back at this far end. We're gonna have our arms straight up by our ears. We're gonna reach in front, tuck our chin, jump, roll, and stand right back up, all right? All right, now that we've done the forward roll, let's do the backwards roll. So instead of standing on this side, I want to actually be on the other side of my mat, okay? Now, in order to do a backwards roll, just like we did with the forward roll, well, let me back up first, actually. In order to do any of these things, I need you guys to grab either a sleeping bag, pillows, or even couch cushions so that you have something safe to do it on, something soft to land on so you don't hurt yourself. So now that you grab those things, I want you guys to stand at one end, okay? Have your arms up. Now, a backward roll is like a forward roll, except you're going in the other direction. So what I want you guys to do is with your bottoms, sit down onto the mat, and now take your hands, put them over your shoulders. Now this is very important. When we're going to do a backwards roll, I need you guys to lean back and kick at the same time, okay? If we separate those two moves, it's going to make it a lot harder, because watch. We sit down for our backwards roll, we lean back, and when we're ready to kick, I can't do it. And you know why? It's because you're not giving yourself the momentum to do it. So let's try it together. You're gonna stand up, arms up by your ears. I want you guys to sit on your bottoms, hands over your shoulders, lean back, okay, and stand right back up. Now, I stepped forward only because I bumped into my couch, but make sure you give yourself enough room. Alrighty, so we did forward rolls, we did backward rolls. Let's try bridges now, okay? Bridges. There's two ways we can do bridges, actually. The first way, so we can get ourselves situated, you sit on your bottom, you have your feet facing that way, okay? And I want you to take your hands and put them right behind you, okay? This is the beginning kind of bridge position, except we're gonna call it like the coffee table. So what you're gonna do is with your feet flat and your hands flat, you're gonna push your bottom up and hold this position. This is the coffee table. You're stretching your arms, you're holding yourself up using your hands and your feet. See how long you can hold up for. I tend to go for 5 seconds. Other people can do 10 seconds. Some people do 20. It's really up to you. Now that we've done the coffee table, let's try to bring this up to the next level, okay? So, for the bridge, just like the coffee table, except this time when you lay down, you're gonna be on your back. Your feet are gonna face that way. Your hands now, instead of being down by your sides, are gonna go over your shoulder, okay? Now, this is very important. Make sure your hair is also secure for this because you don't want your hair to pull. You are going to, with your hands and feet, push against the ground while you get your bottom off the ground and you get your belly to the ceiling, okay? So, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, we're gonna push our bellies up, hold ourselves up in that bridge. Try to hold it for like 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, or even 20 seconds. We all have our own time limit, and that's okay, because you should do a time frame that's more suitable to you, because when you're doing bridges, or gymnastics in general, it's a full body experience, so you're using every muscle in your body. You have to be able to properly hold that body, and if you can't do it right away, that's okay, because you know what, you can try again and again and again. That's why I have the coffee table position first, so that you guys can start with something simple if you need to, or if you're more advanced, you can go right into the bridge, okay? Now, I know some of us have this kind of bridge, but what I want you to do now, if you want a challenge, get your legs straight and try to hold that for like 5-10 seconds. Now, another thing I want to do when we're going over bridges is, I noticed that some of us don't get our shoulders over our hands, and that's very key because you don't want to strain your shoulders with the weight you're trying to hold up. Because take for instance, say if I'm laying back on my bridge and my hands are out here instead of here, they're way out here, and I push up. Do you see where my shoulders are? Do you see where my hands are? I'm straining my shoulders right now trying to hold this weight because there's nothing underneath it. If I shift my shoulders forward like this, my shoulders get over my hands, and I'm able to comfortably hold myself up. Now, when you're ready to come down, gently lower yourself back to the ground, or if you want, you can try to kick over for a bridge kickoff. I hope this video has been just as fun for you guys as it was for me for making it. I hope you guys can try your own forward rolls and backward rolls at your own home in a safe environment with your parents, but try out these bridges as well. You never know what you can do unless you try.